नली निहारी, मच्छी मेथी मलाई, बरली आलू kurma, dal jamawar, uchi pulao,
Til Jinga. This is a Jamawar classic, no?
ghee roast chicken borex.
Very nice. I tasted it. The moment I bit into it, I could taste the whiff of the coconut oil.
Thank you. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux.
And also the jus is loaded with the marrow. Very good. मजा आ गया यार. We're stuck in Bengaluru's traffic. Bengaluru's traffic that seems to be back in pre-pandemic times, and I think it's probably a lot more than that. I think people are just getting back, and they're getting back to life as they knew it in a hurry with a lot of gusto. So this evening we've set out for something that we barely do these days. We barely accept invitations from people, and we've been invited to a evening at the Leela Bengaluru. So I don't know what it's going to be like, but I thought I'll take my little Insta 360 along and try and see if we can capture something and put it in a little sketch of sorts. Not sure if this footage will even see the light of day, but there is no harm in trying. All that once we cross this Bengaluru traffic.
Main course नली निहारी, गुच्ची मच्छी मेथी मलाई, बरली आलू kurma, dal jamawar, uchi pulao, assorted breads, and followed by desserts, 75% chocolate pave with passion fruit balm, and malai kulfi with faluda and salsa.
Fantastic. Looks very good. Sounds very good.
Thank you.
Curious now too. That is Chef Purushottam, who is basically stewarding the menu here at Jamawar for how many years now?
21 years.
21 years.
22 years.
Til Jinga. This is a Jamawar classic, no?
Yes, sir. It was there in the first opening menu of Jamawar.
And that is your
Ghee roast chicken borex.
ghee roast chicken borex. So basically some ghee roast which has some ghee and coconut oil.
Yes, ghee and coconut oil. 75% of ghee and 25% of coconut oil, virgin coconut oil.
Very nice. I tasted it. The moment I bit into it, I could taste the whiff of the coconut oil. And it's very cleverly packaged in that phyllo pastry samosa of sort.
So I'm sure you'll be pretty used to it, but I pretty much follow your channel and do try the option that you suggested, and have not been disappointed so far.
Thank you. Very good.
Hi, whoever's watching this, we're at the Bacardi event and we're having a drink with Kripal. He's got a nice hat on and he's showing us the fabulous device which he pulled out of his pocket.
And of course, there's a beautiful Bacardi bar.
Jonas.
So Jonas has been mixing us some very refreshing Bacardi cocktails. What was the first one that we tasted?
So you had the Old Cuban, which is with mint, ginger juice, Bacardi 8, and a bit of Prosecco.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely fantastic.
I think the Prosecco is very refreshing. It just kind of...
It makes it longer, freshens it up, but also dries it out a little bit, makes it a bit less sweet.
That's right. And I think with Indian food especially, I think a bit of that zinginess helps. I was drinking that. I'm giving my hands some rest. Thank you. Meet a very good friend of ours, Mr. Stanley Pinto.
Yes.
The founder, convener of the Bangalore Black Tie, a man of impeccable taste in all things fine.
Absolutely.
If Kripal says so, I must be.
Is my English okay? Because he keeps correcting me on my deficient language skills. Most
Spoken skills too.
spoken skills too. Well, most people on YouTube think otherwise, but then Mr. Pinto knows better.
I
Always.
know the language. I don't know what you two people know.
Yes, that's right. What are you drinking, sir?
Barton Augustier. It's a Bordeaux Cabernet Sauvignon.
That's why I hang out with Mr. Pinto every once in a while, just
Not often enough.
so that some of that rubs off on me.
Not often enough.
Not often enough. We should.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
It's a Barton Augustier. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux. Biggest distributors of wine from Bordeaux. They don't make wine themselves.
Salute.
Salute, Barton.
Salute. Very nice. Very fruit forward sort of a wine, no?
Yes, sir, very much.
The food at Jamava has always been special. Chef's already given me a glimpse of what the menu is going to be like, so it's going to be interesting for sure.
Talk about rum. Originally made from sugar, yeast, and water. There's three main things. On sugarcane plantations, the byproduct molasses used to get thrown away, and the workers, they used to take it, add some yeast, and just make this beer out of it. Now, the thing that they did differently is because they had distillation and stills that the plantation owners had. So they took this beer, this sugar beer, ran it through distillation only once, maybe twice, and they made aguardiente. And this went on for years and years and years until the British sailors started drinking it and started taking a liking to it. Now, what the British sailors did is they started liking it so much that they started getting paid in rum. Reserve range, it is a minimum of 4 years, has been minimum of 4 years in a barrel, which is why it gets this beautiful golden color. So what you're looking for is uniformity of color. You don't want the color to change way too much between the top and the bottom, only with a little bit with the light. If it does, it might mean that there is a little bit of colorant in it, because the actual color kind of separates a little bit. But if you see it and if it's quite uniform, that should at least be aged and not colored. The difference between a gold rum and an aged rum is, of course, gold rum is kind of a color, and aged rum is aged.
I'm sure 90% of this country's drinking journey has started with rum.
Old monk rum bought from the army for
with a CSD stamp.
You have to grill it. Yes, it is. It's phenomenal.
And also the jus is loaded with the marrow. Yeah, that's what is giving it that.
Very nice.
Very good. This is very different. I've not tried this food at Jamava. This is not part of your standard menu. Yeah, very good. I mean, I was expecting, the typical dishes that you taste at Jamava.
Kebab and a kebab and a kebab.
I mean, which is nice, and we love that. Yeah, but this is very good. I think what makes a big difference is all that marrow jus.
And inside it, there's a layering of stuff.
Yeah, there's the egg. So it's a typical Shami kebab with the eggs and the quail egg on top. Marrow has this very lip smacking sort of a thing, right? Your lips stick to each other.
Been a marrow thing since from childhood.
Oh.
And marrow spoons, and very specifically by the mutton with bones. Always.
So we were 3 brothers, and so when a kilo of meat came home for mutton, there was only that much marrow. We would fight for that.
And kidney.
Yeah. Bread's going to come in handy to mop up all that marrow jus. Bit of sweetness in that taftan in the bread. This is a happy first course. The Shami kebab with that marrow jus, quail egg on top, and that taftan, which was perfect to wipe that plate clean. Because when you're eating food, it's always a company.
Yeah, absolutely.
That matters.
And my plate is also wiped clean.
That's right. He finished before me. His plate is no longer there.
It's been sent away.
Sagar bet me to it while I was romancing that now empty plate. Delicious. How was your Kumbh Galauti? Yeah, good.
Kum is what?
Mushroom.
Oh, kum. Kum we say in our language is called
But
watery
what
gravy.
would the vegetarians
So
eat?
you'll have a pumpkin or you'll have a mixed vegetable gravy.
Yeah.
But the mango goes best with curd and rice. The wild mangoes.
The wild mangoes. So a lot of the Kodava food is still very
Very off the land.
very foraged, right?
Correct.
Especially,
Absolutely.
I think if you talk about the
See, there's jackfruit. You talk, we make raw jackfruit again, which is very coastal, very time-lamb also.
yeah, and that part of the cuisine unfortunately is not well known. Yeah, correct.
You know, it's not true. Nobody must eat off the land of what grows on their land. And things like chicken and pork, you know, was only cut when you had guests.
Yeah,
It's not that they eat meat every day.
correct. So that's not daily food. That's not your everyday
That's
food.
an entertainer's delicacy. That is to welcome guests.
That's what you are.
The pumpkin.
And then in this season, when you have thunder and lightning, you have a different kind of mushroom that grows.
Ah.
There are this mushroom which is like angel hair pasta.
Like the enoki mushroom.
Oh, like enoki.
It's
Okay.
unbelievable. We're just waiting for that to happen and go and then there's a fight at the table.
Who gets it?
To get.
Exactly
I
what a
remember
sorbet is
because I
supposed to
went
do.
there
Cleanse your palate. But
the
I'm
last day of that
a little
tournament.
sad because all the marrow is gone from my palate
I was
now.
also in Calcutta for some
Okay, this is doing exactly what a sorbet is doing. But I'm a little sad because it's taken off the bone marrow jus completely from my palate.
He's younger to make sure the next course more than compensates.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. But there's also some chunks of orange in that.
Yeah.
Mandarin, yeah. Desi log, yeah. Orange
Okay.
santra is what we call
What
it.
is his coach? Oh, so he comes 3 times or 4 times a year.
Is it also more viscous than the earlier one, or it just feels
It
like
is
it feels
definitely
bigger on the
more
mouth?
It would get a little bit more viscous
see
because
the-
it has been in oak more.
See the legs. See the
yeah.
legs.
So the older something gets, in general, the more viscous. There is a bit of a. At some point, it kind of goes down again, not down, but it kind of levels out. But at 8 years old, we haven't really got there yet.
It also feels a lot heavier on the palate, right? It tends to sink into the pores of your tongue. Almost, yeah. Oh, this is delicious.
Yeah,
Just
still-
by itself. This is also the sort of rum that would make for a great after dinner sort of a
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
drink, you know. I would,
Chocolate is perfect.
and also that sweetness is like thoda meetha, na?
Yeah.
After,
Exactly, like a liqueur.
like a,
Perspective
yeah.
on rum, no?
Huh?
It changes your perspective on rum. You would never think of rum being something like this that you could do after dinner. You could have
Yeah.
only with rice and at the end of it, enjoy the flavors of it.
Very
Most of the time,
interesting. Do you make your own paneer here, or do you source the paneer?
Good question, I don't know. How many rooms? I don't think we make our own.
Very good.
Very good and soft.
Yeah.
Give me half, yeah. Let me just
It's good and soft and not too soft as well. You know, sometimes it just gal jata hai wo paneer. But this paneer holds its
How many rooms do you have?
texture. Oh,
I'll try.
meat is just falling off the bone.
I am also done.
आगे पास करो. हाँ. गरम पराठा और
That nalli is outstanding, huh?
Very nice. Excellent.
super.
Just dropping off the bone. बस थोड़ा धक्का दो बस.
amazing.
Very good.
Even the dal is too good.
sitting at the Leela, but you see a bone, you gotta go for it.
No, some jacket, shirt. I do all his clothes. Yeah. So,
No, Shai, when it comes to
London
desi
home,
khana.
Bangalore home. उसके pants भी आप the same with Gucci pants. मेरी बीवी खाती है शीला Gucci pants.
It's in the earthy moisture of that, of the morel, the Kashmiri morel, the Gucci.
My wife
The earthy moisture.
It's
quite funky in its aroma, if you know what I mean. Yeah, very good. Maza aa gaya yaar. Very good. And I think that Shami that we tasted, that set the tone.
That set the tone.
What are you having?
I'm having dark chocolate.
Kya naam? Malai kulfi.
21st birthday gift. Give someone else.
Splitting the dessert.
Teamwork.
Best of both worlds.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. I'll have the kulfi before I taste the chocolate.
I think so, yeah.
Kulfi Faluda.
बहुत बढ़िया है कुल्फी कुल्फी फालूदा
Adura hai without the Faluda, nahi?
Yum. And it's very light.
Very nice.
Really light.
बॉम्बे में इसको फलूदा साबूदाना बोलते हैं
Sabza.
You know sabudana, sabza.
Sabza. Tulsi seeds.
पेट के लिए अच्छा होता है मैंने सुना है मुझे मालूम नहीं मैं पूछ रहा हूँ भाई
No, these are not chia. This is tulsi seeds.
बॉम्बे क्रॉपर
Basil seeds.
This is, you know, you should get
Point to be noted.
sabza and
Very
that
good.
place in
Bombay Coffee
Badshah.
Market.
Badshah Milk House.
This seals the deal
Sabza
after a
is very
lovely
Indian thing. Yeah.
Indian meal.
But the Badshah Milk House, we used to go there, we used to call it frog's eggs. Yeah, that's
Okay, sorry, one more.
How was chocolate?
नीला
Yeah.
Then everyone
No,
will
the
very nice. Try it.
basil seeds in it. Yeah, so Jolly and
I think moved.
yeah. Jolly lived on the fourth floor, we lived on the second floor.
Lovely.
Simple life. Good food.
Good people. So the Maharaj.
the last statement is most important simple
Simple life.
4-year-old 8-year-old 10-year-old Jamawar Leela Palace simple even
Time, we got to meet some of our friends. Maybe it's like more than 2 years since I saw Madhav and Simran.
There was a time when we used to do so many of these things that, of course, the last 2 years things have changed completely, and so it's nice to, I think, do this once in a while. Reconnect back with old friends. Some of them we're meeting after years, like Shri mentioned, and excellent meal. I think the folks at Jamawar, the chefs, always outdo themselves in everything that they do. Right from some of the appetizers that we tasted to that delicious, I think that Shami kebab. There was lip smacking. I think you had the khumb galauti, the mushroom, and then of course the rest of the food as well. That nalli, the dal, the fish that was served. Also the paneer was excellent, and that what is the pulao? The Gucci pulao. And of course dessert too. And a lot of new things that I learned about rum. I rarely drink, but I think it's nice to go once in a while to things like these where you learn so much more, and about the whole concept of rum and aged rum, which was interesting. We tasted a 4-year, a 8-year, and a 10-year. Very different in their flavors, in their profiles. Very interesting evening on the whole. I captured a few things on this tiny little camera. Evenings like these you can't even capture everything. You want it to be as unobtrusive as possible. It kind of feels a little odd sometimes, but I said let's take the camera and see what happens, and that's what we did. If you're watching this, obviously the vlog is out. Great hospitality with the folks at the Leela. I also had some very interesting conversation with people on the table. Also met another fellow biker, and we're trying to make some plans which will hopefully take us to Coorg. So let's see if that happens. If that happens, you'll obviously see some of that on the channel too. But yeah, all in all, fun evening. Fun evening. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this vlog a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.